Welcome to the Shape 2 technical drawing on Autodesk Fusion. So this lesson we're going to convert the 3D shape that we see on the right onto Autodesk using the technical drawings and the measurements that are shown below it. So hopefully by the end of this lesson you'll have an example which looks like that. So the first thing I want you to do is open up Autodesk Fusion. So again, logging in with your school email and your password that you would have created previously. Once you've opened it up like so, we're going to start with the side profile this time. Again, you could do it from the top if you wanted to, but in this instance, I just think it's going to be much quicker if I start from the side here and then push the object and add the holes in later on. So the first thing we're going to do is select the Create Sketch tool. I want to do it from a side view, so to speak. Now, I could select there if I wanted to, but to be honest, I think actually I'm going to select there. So I'm going to select this plane, which should be the left plane or the right plane. And to check that, you'll notice it's on the right hand side. So it's showing me that's the right viewpoint. I'm then going to get the 2-point rectangle. I'm going to select in the middle once, and then I'm going to drag out. Now the measurements of this, so if I just come across here, this is a cube. Okay, so it's a square in its form, but it's obviously been cut down the centre. So if I look at the top view, I can see that its width is 127 and its height is 127. So that's exactly what I'm going to create on here. So 127. And then for height, to skip across, I click the tab key, which is above caps lock on my keyboard. And then I can then type in there 127. I then click enter. So I'm going to scroll out using my roller ball, like so. If your measurement is in the middle or it's over here, you can just literally move it by left clicking, dragging and placing it underneath. The next step then, we need to make some lines which are 12.7 because we're trying to create this shape on the right. Now you could select the line tool, come across 12.7 and then do some lines down here, etc. But a much quicker way to do this is to use the offset tool, because the offset tool will create parallel lines of airline. So I'm going to click offset and I'm going to select the shape. So I'm just going to drag out a little bit and then I'm going to type in minus, because it's coming inside the shape, 12.7, and then I'm going to click enter. Now at the minute, obviously it doesn't look like that, but we can use the line tool to, number one, join those gaps, and number two, to create this line that's going down the centre. So we can tell it starts from that point there and it comes down like so. We can then use the trim tool to delete the lines that we no longer need. So what you should end up with is something that looks like that. Now at this point we've actually finished the sketch and now we want to move on to the actual 3D modelling. So I'm going to click Finish Sketch. I'm going to click that Home button in the top right to change my viewpoint, like so. And I'm going to extrude it, so using the Extrude tool, which will basically make it 3D. That line there, and I want to bring it across 127 based off the measurement you see over there. So 127 and then click enter. Now I'm just going to change my perspective, if it will, like so. So at the minute we've got the basic of this shape, but suddenly our sketches have gone missing. So to open them back up again, we select this arrow and then we turn on the viewpoint for that sketch. And now what we're going to create is these two side panels that you see right there. Now we know based off the sketch that these two side panels are 12.7. So I'm going to select this shape here I'm going to use the extrude, and I'm going to bring it in 12.7, and we want to make sure that it's definitely joining that shape. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to recreate this but over here. So to do that, I click the side profile again, I click extrude, and now I want to click two-sided. So that means that I can drag over here with this one, and I can also drag over here with that one. So it's actually creating another shape, an additional shape from that shape. So I'm going to drag this all the way across like so, and I'm going to change my viewpoint so I can look at it from a side view, so to speak. And what you'll notice is that there's a little overhang. We don't want that. So I'm going to come across, and then I notice, okay, it's skipping from 110 to 115. So I need to put in maybe 113, and let's see what happens. No, that's too little. 114. That's too little. And then it might be 114.5. No, 108. No, 114.9. So it will be 114.40 there. And then as we can tell at the minute, that's not the correct amount. So we need to make this minus 101.6. Minus 101.6. And then enter. So we want the left hand side, which is this one here, so the centre bit to be minus 101.6, and we want this arrow to come across to 114.40. Once we're happy with that, so I'm going to click the home button and just twist it around a little bit so that we can then click join. So now we're going to focus on the two circles that you see here. So this would be our top view, so that would be for there. So I'm going to click top, and I'm going to start working out the measurements for this. So as you can see here, from this point to the center point of the circle is 101.6. So I click create sketch, select this. I'm going to get it to rotate around so it's the same. So I'm just going to click that arrow there. And then I'm going to come across in the center, which is there because the triangle is showing me so. 101.6, and I'm going to click enter. And now I need to work out the positioning of the two circles. So if we look on this side, we know that from the center point, so this center line, we need to come across 25.4. So with the line tool from the center, we're going to come across 25.4 and enter. And again, we're going to come from the center and we're going to come down 25.4 and select enter. Now I don't want the measurement showing up over there, so I'm going to left click drag and I'm going to bring it up like so. And also the same for this one. Now the circles, to work out the measurement of the circle, if I look at the side view, it states 12.7. So just there, that means that that circle is 12.7. So I'm going to select the circle tool, select the center, and type in 12.7, enter. And the same again, 12.7, enter. So what I should end up with is two circles that look like so. But obviously in here it's cut out as a whole. So I'm going to select finish sketch. Luckily our sketch hasn't vanished, so I'm going to select the circle, extrude, and I'm going to select this one as well, and I'm just going to push it all the way through. So if it's red, that obviously means cut, like so, and if it's blue, that means it's joining on in some way. In this instance, we want them to cut out like so, and we're going to click enter. So we've done the bottom two circles, and now we're going to do exactly the same, but for the top two circles that are up here. So I'm going to go for back view, I'm just going to check that. Yep, it's definitely back view. I'm going to click create sketch, like so. I'm going to find roughly the center with a triangle, as you can see there. And I'm going to come up 88.9. So over here it states 88.9. And I'm going to click enter. From there, I'm going to go 25.4 across again, and then 25.4 across here. Now I'm going to move these measurements so it doesn't confuse me. And as stated previously, it's 12.7, and then again 12.7. And the same principle again, we're going to click finish sketch. Now obviously at the minute, this is, well, it looks like two eyeballs and it's not drawn on the shape, but don't worry about that. So I'm going to select this, extrude, and select that. I'm then going to push it all the way through. So it's still going to cut them even though it's all the way at the front, like so. And then what we should end up with when we turn the sketches off is a shape that looks like that. So exactly the same as the one we've got over there. And what you can do is you can do a technical drawing of that by print screening from multiple viewpoints and adding it to PowerPoint.